Hello, we're live. We're just going to wait a few minutes because it's a little before 4. And I'm going to go ahead and begin because we're just starting to chat a little bit about this time period. That this is a huge time period. And I'm so excited to be here as your gatekeeper. So I'm welcoming you all, whoever is here to watch this webinar, and wherever you are around the world as you see this, it's all affecting you on a cellular level. And I would like to introduce myself because my name is Anjahlia, and I call myself your favorite shaman because that's what I hope I am. And I'm a master seer, which means that I'm able to see through veil walls. I'm able to go to the core of issues. And I am a very, very visual person. I always thought that this seership was my being an artist, but it's actually even more than that. And it's a great gift because I can see, I'm brought images and I can see what I'm asked to see by the masters and by God. So it allows me to have this amazing, like I live a life that's like a fairy tale because I get to see these amazing things. And I'm promising I'm going to start making artwork again so I can share these visions with you. So I'm also an embodied channel, and that means another gift for me is because I get to embody the masters. I get to embody dragons and fairies and unicorns who you'll see in my journeys. And I'm a journeyer. And so I get to embody these amazing presences like Jesus Christ and feel the consciousness. And it's this level of transmission that I hope I can bring to you is by my embodiment, imbue it through a level of symbiosis. And I'm highly symbiotic. I'm very 5D, at least I'm very Lemurian, which allows me to be very symbiotic. Of course, I've been in Atlantis and Egypt also, but those are part of the timeline that we all carry. So part of our work is in this idea of becoming multidimensional is to start really becoming aware of these vaster levels of our being. And so being an embodied channel, this is something that I help to give you, is a sense of this consciousness. And that keeps raising your consciousness. As I raise my consciousness, you can raise your consciousness. And so it's one of these gifts that keeps on giving. And then you help others raise their consciousness. And my greatest happiness is that I assist you to open your light. And of course I do privates, but open your light, open your keepership, and open your ability to help others and go out and spread the light, create more light, make happiness, love, and empowerment. Because we are the second coming. We are our Christed nature. We're the second Christ. We just don't know it yet, but you just wait because it's happening. So what else am I? I'm a gatekeeper. This is important. I wouldn't know these without my teacher, Kuala, Shriyama Phoenix of the Divine University. But as a gatekeeper, I can open up gateways. And so I really try to put my attention on these master numbers and these events that are cyclical events that are opening us into this ascension plan. And what it's doing, every time we connect to these different astrological time periods, they're moving and managing through our own cosmology. And as I'm saying this, I'm seeing images. It's something that's very interesting that I'm more and more aware of. As I gain more awareness, I become more sentient and understanding certain threads and fields. I have a fairy, so I'm working with the field around us. But one thing that I'm more and more aware of, and especially in this time period with these Like this is an incredible, immense opening right now. We're opening into a galactic alignment. And this galactic alignment between the sun, the moon, and the earth. And that is going to be opening up a lot of doorways, right? And this is something that's part of our entire 3D going to 5D plan. We have to just keep opening up more gateways, more doorways, more gateways, more corridors, opening up darkened corridors, opening up parts of our multidimensional self that are not allowing in the full light. So that's my job. I love it. And I'm here to help you with it. So I'm also a healer, master healer, love doing healing. I'm an ascension guide. I'm driven passionately to help everybody ascend. And I really feel like I came here to earth that we could help bring heaven to earth. This is my main goal. Let's bring heaven to earth. Let's bring it together. That's why I call us the New Earth Tribe. You can join me, follow me, and we'll go there. These webinars that I'm giving, they're for light workers, star seeds, gatekeepers, seers, seekers, initiates, and anybody who really wants to come along. Because if you're interested, it's because of a good reason. It's not just idle. It's because you're vibrationally attracted and there's resonances between us and we're aligning in the tuning. And that's what you should do for everything in your whole life. It's good to get a lot of water because these are a high frequency. In fact, we're still not at 4 and I'm channeling along. I'm going to get more water while we wait for 4 o'clock for our live group. Hold on. So I'm just going to continue. So as you all know, we're in this really highly unique and unusual time period with the COVID virus, which isn't it interesting to think about how well humanity has coped with this? It's almost like we understood it. We were afraid of it. We dealt with it. We created this global inner silence, a global inner quiet, a global standing more still than probably many people have done their entire lives. And there's the unusual ability of humanity to be resilient that is really like a higher resonance with who you really are and your ability to be creative. There's really such an amazing resiliency of humanity to understand these changes. And it's something that if humanity becomes more aware of, that they can actually change much more rapidly. It's going to behoove everybody because we're going to need to change in so many levels to become multidimensional. It's very hard to explain because the way that we need to move into is a place where we're telepathically connecting and speaking to one another. We're opening up our hearts. Our hearts are enormous. There's 7 gateways in our hearts. They're like huge. And the heart has so much of the information that we really need to return to the 5th dimension and to return to source. So we're going to be expanding our hearts, becoming more telepathic. We're going to be also attuning to the above, the spiritual, like we'll be working with a Merkaba today with the triangle that comes down the point. I'm just going to show you a Merkaba. And it's like the Sri Yantra. Here's a Sri Yantra, right? So here's a Merkaba. This is a Metatronic cube. It's a 3-dimensional. I'll explain it again later. But this is a Sri Yantra, and you see the triangle going down and the triangle going up. So that's a very good way for us to rationalize and understand what we're doing with bringing heaven to earth. So we're doing that inside of our bodies and within the earth. And we're joining all these levels through our pillars. We're the masculine and a feminine pillar. And chakras, the chakra systems are kind of like go lights. I mean, they're way beyond that, but our chakra system connects us to all these avenues of who we really are. So in this COVID time period, where there's been a lot clearing, instability, vulnerability, threat of survival, old timelines like when the falls happened with Lemuria, Atlantis, Egypt, those are still kind of working within humanity and the collective consciousness. So our greater purpose is that we continue to release those old woundings, because they're not our truth. We're divine. That's our truth. Keep remembering that. Your true self, honoring your true self, honoring yourself and others, and letting go of those woundings so we can like open up and liberate ourselves. And so a lot of these things going on that seem like craziness and are out of chaos, even these new issues of bigotry and racial hatred and hurting people because of their color, or that they're resisting, where we are in a country in America where we're supposed to have freedom of voice, and like a black voices matter. All voices matter. This is, even though it's extremely painful, we're moving through something that's been like an underlying darkness. And even having the president who's speaking of these things, which is really hard to imagine. But from a higher picture, all I can see is that he's bringing up these dark reservoirs of things that are seething, and they bring them out into the light, sunlight, where they can be cleared and be seen. And a lot of these things are coming up, and it may seem really horrible, but if you look at it like it is coming up to be cleared, that's the much more positive attitude. And we are being tremendously assisted by the galactic councils, all the Ashta Command, the universal councils of peace, all the Brotherhood, Sister of Light, the Elohim, the Aloha, Mother Gaia, all the mothers, all the archangels, everybody's on our side and everyone's helping. And I'm sure you're beginning to feel that, because it's really shifting dramatically, and these gateways totally accelerate that. And this is also very important for understanding this quiet, because many people are probably already leaving the quiet time period, but hopefully you really had an opportunity to go inwards, be quiet, be with nature, be creative. Amazing things started happening with people during this time period because they, for the first time, had this extra time go like, what do I want to do? And that question is really important for you. And I'm going to continually mention that to you. What do you want to do? What is the new earth? How is your new earth going to be looking to you? How's it going to feel? What is it you want to create? Because you are a God co-creator. So it's really important with this alignment to continually align to where do you want to choose the happiness or the distress, the nervousness or the ease and the joy and the peace. Because this is getting to be down to the wire about creation. And in your every thought, you might notice it. Like you might think I might think my glasses are a little old and scratched up. I need a new pair. And then I lose those glasses, which wasn't very good because we're in COVID and I can't get another pair. But that's the kind of thing that's going to happen. So I want to explain about the quiet and how important it is. For many, many years, I've been working with the Divine Feminine, the Holy Mother returning. In fact, the beautiful blue Mother Mary is an example of this incredible artist who painted this picture, turn of the century, a Russian mystic. And he showed the Mother, Universal Mother, veiled. And it's because that time period, 5,000 years, the feminine has been veiled, basically. And it's a really positive way to look at it. Like, I love this idea that we were working with duality and polarity, and the Divine Feminine put up her hand and said, okay, I will choose to step aside so we can work this plan out in the new, this earth plane of existence and the evolution of the earth. And so she's returned now because we're coming into the golden Aquarian age. So it's all been pre-written. And this is a cycle that's super important for humanity because we're moving out of this horrifying suffering that in this polarized container that we've created. And so every soul that's here on earth has chosen to do this. So the Divine Feminine return has these principles of the feminine, which is the principle of the quiet, the inner, the mysterious, the mercurial. And that quiet is incredibly important. And you'll realize it later in our transmission, because every time we do these transmissions, and we're working with Metatron, who's going to be bringing his Metatronic cube, his Merkaba, to us, because we have a light body Merkaba. But in that, we come to a 0 point. And it's super important because the 0 point is this 0, and it allows this level of creation. So without the feminine returning to help you with that balance with your feminine and your masculine pillars, you can't really get to that 0 point. And this is essential for your growth, because in that 0 point, I also receive Zep Tepi often. And I'm not even sure it's an ancient Egyptian, it's really, that means the flooding of the Nile. But I believe really it's also a place where they call it, the masters are also saying, where the slate is wiped clean. It's like a place of no time, or the time of a new beginning, right? When the floods come, they nourish the soil and allow for the new growth. So the feminine is that part that allows you to have that opening into the pure potential, the voidal, the moment of all creation. That's where we want to go, energetically even, at some point today and through all these activations, because we're allowing in these gateways to open up. We get to that point, we surrender, gateways can open up, right? That's what we want to do. We're going to do it. We're all doing it. We might as well get on board, do it together. The more we do together as a group collective, we're going to work with the collective consciousness. And a lot of our work together is not only personal, but it's planetary service. And I'm going to be doing more and more seership retreats where we go to different portals. We do planetary service plus etheric retreats to different portals, and we'll join on Zoom. So this time period, you know, we're in this eclipse season, and this eclipse season, there's 3 eclipses, right? This is the second one. The third one is July 4th, 5th, and I'll be doing another transmission then. But this one, each one of these Trinity, it hasn't been done, I'm terrible with numbers, like 39 years ago was the last Trinity of this constellation. So everything is coming together to make everything easier for us, but it also may bring up a lot of gunk. Like eclipses, it's the eclipse of, this is a solar eclipse, which is activating. And the way I look at eclipses is it's the sun is being obscurated and darkened. So that darkness actually kind of has a time to be liberated, which sounds scary, but not really, because everything dark and light is divine. So that's another principle we really need to start to understand. So an eclipse of the moon is eclipsing the moon reflection, and a full moon is reflecting the sun off of the moon. And so there's a marriage there of the masculine and the feminine. So all these everything has this greater purpose for us, and we're involved with it. We've just lost connection as human beings, and that's part of the reasons to stay connected with these master numbers and these special constellations, because it's going to get you back tuned in, right? So this eclipse season is highly kind of agitating. You may find things are bursting up from issues that are not complete with people, with other things. We're in Mercury retrograde right now, believe it or not, which does a similar kind of things. It just shakes stuff up, things don't work, frustrations are easy firing up, a lot of fire. And we have a solstice, the summer solstice. So we are really working with the higher light, and we're being flooded with these massive higher light that's just bombarding us. And it's a good idea to also have time in the sunlight and really look into the light around you, and maybe not directly into the sun, but sun gazing is extremely valuable for receiving downloads, almost like the Matrix. In the sun, the central sun, the great central sun, and the great central sun are libraries of light, solar libraries of light, and they're a father principle. So we are always kind of marrying the father principle through our child of God body with Mother Earth. And we're going back and forth with the Ida, the Pinali, the serpents, right? Creating this conjunction, let's call it. So Metatron's going to be bringing us a Merkaba of light. We're going to be working with your divine plan and the ascension with this galactic body that we're building, and your source connection together here today. And we're going to be having a beautiful team of ascended masters and unicorn mothers. And the unicorn mothers, the unicorns were also in Atlantis. So it's very auspicious that they're here working with us now, bringing back their higher consciousness, their feminine principle, their ability to purify water, their ability to create miracles and magic. They work a lot with Jesus Christ, Yeshua, or the Christ. They're very Christed. And they bring magic and rainbows of happiness, and we need that. So invite those things in your life. That we'll be working with them today. The masters will bring us dispensations and gifts. We don't know what yet. Encoded rainbow crystalline light codes. So let's go. Let's start. You may want to take a drink of water. I'm probably going to do a sonic transmission with my black drum also. And again, I'm going to show you what a Merkaba looks like. This is a Merkaba. It's a three-dimensional dodecahedron. So it's just good to know that and have that. This is a seed of life, which is one of the building blocks of humanity, of the world, basically. This is a Metatronic tree of life. This is a torus. It's like a three-dimensional donut that's around us. So all these things are kind of nice visuals for you to see as we build our multidimensional galactic alignment together here today. Alrighty. And I always use some essential oils. And that aligns my pineal with the higher realms right away, immediately. It's like an old meditation trick. So let's just take a deep breath in as we call in the Holy Mothers, Great Mothers. We call in the Holy Fathers, Great Fathers, Creator, Great Creator, all that there is, Mother, Father, God, Goddess, Gaia, Sophia. We call upon you now, Source. As we call upon all that are watching, higher self and divine presences, we call on the higher selves and divine presences of all of humanity. We call in now the 7 earth archangels, Archangel Michael with his blue ray sword, Excalibur. And we ask Archangel Michael to gently sever any attachments or cording, lift any implants from your field, above, below, inside, outside, all around you, so that your Christed nature, your Christed I am, is fully in alignment. And we call on Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Zadkiel, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Jophiel, Archangel Camuel. To open the 7 gateways and to create a 7-pointed star that will also work with Metatron's 7-pointed dodecahedron. We ask for this 7-pointed star to ground and anchor into the earth as we open an earth portal beneath us and ground to the earth, to Mother Earth, to anchor with her, our mother. And we ask to open a heart portal between us and around us, creating a heart portal across all the oceans together in our collective consciousness. And now we go above to open a spiritual portal above us. Opening to the higher heavenly realms. As now we call for a temple, a golden pyramid to ground and vibrate, radiate all around us, protect us, and assist us in advancing along our ascension evolutionary plan. To open your blueprints. As we call now to Metatron, Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Alagobi, Melchizedek, Saint Germain, Lord Ashtar, Lord and Lady Ashtar, Lord and Lady Venus, Venus Kumara, Sanat Kumara, the Unicorn Mothers, Yeshua, Magdalene, to be our counsel. As we also call in the Galactic Federation, and the peace councils, the Elohim, the Eloha, the brotherhood and the sisterhood of light. As we also invoke the mothers, the holy mothers, Mother Gaia Ma, Mother Anjahlia, ocean mothers, creation mothers, galactic, celestial, universal mothers, to join and weave and interweave within us and all around us, to balance and harmonize us. And we thank you. It is so. Let's take a deep breath into your heart. And we will use your breath intentionally to magnify and anchor all those that you wish to anchor with your in-breath. And the exhale, all that you're finished with, you're complete with, you're letting go of, you're surrendering. So that there is more room for more light, more love, and more empowerment. So breathe in deeply into your heart, inviting this surrender with the beautiful councils, our temple, in this sacred ceremony on this auspicious June 20th eclipse, solar eclipse, new moon, solstice, summer solstice, galactic alignment of the sun, the moon, and the earth. A blessing for ourselves, for all humanity, and a blessing for this earth, this new earth, as we come together as New Earth shamans, the New Earth tribe. So Metatron is joining us now. He's carrying an instrument. A harp. He says it's an instrument of the high holy ones. And he is strumming it as he walks forward towards us. And he shares that it is shifting the consciousness. He says that as we begin, there will be several times where we need to stay in a stationary moment to shift the consciousness. So this harmonic instrument is bringing along a chord of alignment, convergence. That through the harmonies of this harp, he says, allows the frequencies of the old to more or less easily release in our collective consciousness. For those that are needing more and more release, as we all are in this time of the eclipse season. And he shares that for many there has been bad news, but also bright news. That as each time there is some bad news, there's good news. And he shares to start to watch for this. That this is part of this change, this evolutionary surge forward or inward, as it may be more accurately. Now he's showing us a dove. So he says many people are needing a sign, needing to know that there is peace available, peace that is possible. He's showing us, now it's Mother Mary with the dove on her finger in front of him. So it's this peacefulness that we're also adding into our cosmic soup pot. And even into this giant sphere that we're building around us and around each of you. And it's almost like we're putting these letters and these encodements into this giant sphere, into our Merkaba already. And finding this chord that moves and goes towards peace. Peace and clarity. Now Mother Kuan Yin is coming in this Trinity. And she's sharing compassion, the word compassion. That this word is going to take you many, many, many miles forward, that will advance you tremendously. It will easily bring you through difficult times to rely on compassion. And she shares that it's a cardinal rule, a universal principle. That is to share is to give is to share. To open to your compassionate heart is essential to learn new ways to forgive. And she brings a yellow rose to put into the cosmic soup pot, into the great sphere around us, into the Merkaba. This is beginning to blend and meld now. As we see, Metatron is bringing in the geometries, and they're swirling as they begin to shapeshift, to take their patterns. The triangle pointed downwards, coming down, the triangle, pointing upwards, coming upwards. Many triangles off either side, becoming much more multidimensional. Taking a deep breath in, feeling more grounded. You may want to anchor your base more. They're all shape-shifting and swirling. And it feels almost like there's things moving out, like platforms moving out from under us as things move into this new order. And they're guiding me to sing a light language alignment song for us, which is interesting because it's so early in our session, but the language of light is multidimensional, and it assists with the unconscious moving through things. And it's a beautiful way to receive these higher frequencies. Releasing the old, releasing the tension. Let's move back into your heart now with your breath. And they're guiding me to say, let's do a fire breath. If anyone has ever done Kundalini yoga, a fire breath is like breathing from your nostrils. And we're going to just do this igniting breath in your heart flame. As we open it, ignite your heart flame now. Use your mind to bring it into your heart and then breathe from your heart. I also do a lot of burping to release things. If you notice me burping, in the back of your heart. Very good. And you just burst it, like purified and burst off carbon from around your threefold flame. The threefold flame is this three-folded flame. The pink, the blue, the gold flame. And it's something that we're always working to balance. The pink of love, the gold of wisdom, the blue flame of creation, of peace, of power. So let's just breathe into that heart now, that threefold flame, that sacred flame connection. Allowing it to balance the three flames, like asking it intentionally with your breath, with your thoughts, and allowing your mind to almost melt from the heat of the flame and melt into your heart. As this is where we want to join in our heart. And as we move into our higher selves and divine presences, our mind will be listening to our presence and not to the mind, the ego structure, because the heart will know. The heart will be more available to you to find the wisdom you need that's going to connect you with your galactic source connection. So let's open now to these 7 gateways of your heart. This first flame is the gateway of your heart that we just ignited, we just activated. And from the other 6 directions, we will be bringing back those gifts, specialties, and medicine, wisdom from those gateways back into your own. As we call back all of your ascended nature, your avatar nature, back into your heart from other planets where you have an existence, other timelines where you have an ascended part of yourself. So let us move to the front, 6 feet out in front to the Venusian gateway. With Lord and Lady Venusian, Venus Kumara, Sanat Kumara. Meeting them in the gateway to Venus. And just bowing and honoring them as they bow and honor you. And call forth all your gifts of your Venusian higher self, your specialties, your wisdom, your medicines, and bring it back through this gateway into your heart to stoke your own heart flame for its higher divine light, its higher divine love, its higher divine power, its galactic alignment and attunement. And we gratefully receive these gifts in our heart. And move now to the back of your heart, 6 feet to the back of your heart, where we move to the Syrian gateway. And we greet Lord and Lady Sirius and bow to them as they bow to us, and call forth and invoke your Syrian higher self and any gifts, wisdom, specialties of your Syrian higher self, knowledge, and bring it back to stoke your own fire, your own credibility, your own trust and truth. Just as we brought back frequencies of love from Venus. Take a deep breath in, receiving in gratefulness these gifts. As we go now to the left, to the Pleiadian gateway. Meeting Lord and Lady Pleiades. And call back, invoke your Pleiadian higher self. And bring back all the gifts, the medicines, the specialties, the wisdom of your ascended self back into your heart, your sacred flame connection. Stoking that flame and being grateful. As we move now to the right, 6 feet out, to the Chiron gateway. Let us greet Lord and Lady Chiron. And call in your Chiron higher self. Bring back any dispensations, gifts, knowledge, wisdom, back into your sacred flame with gratefulness and appreciation. As we go now above you to your Andromedan higher self. Greeting Lord and Lady Andromeda. And call and invoke to your Andromedan higher self to receive back any wisdom, medicine, gifts, specialties back into your sacred heart flame with gratefulness and with self-honor. All that is above, bringing it in. And now we go down to 6 feet beyond you, your feet to your Arcturian gateway. Breathing in, calling in Lord and Lady Arcturus in your higher Arcturian self. And call and invoke any wisdom, any abilities, ascended abilities, medicine, gifts that you may hold to bring them back into this sacred heart, your Merkaba, your mini diamond-like Merkaba inside your bigger Merkaba in your heart. You're stoking and feeding all that you are to return, to come into cohesion. And from this space, there is a courageousness, a fearlessness. And you can bring all fear here so it receives what it needs and is easily galvanized with these ascended understandings and knowledge and wisdom to encourage you, to allow for greater and greater resiliency as you manifest your heart dreaming, your heart knowing, your keepership, your blueprint on this earth, and open to your gateway of galactic nature. Metatron brings us to see this tiny diamond Merkaba in the center. Diamond light radiating with a pureness and vibrating at extremely high octaves. And he shares that this has the center ability to be also a timeline changer, to align with other timelines, to navigate, to motivate in other dimensions even. And that part of our preparation with the Merkaba meditation of Metatron is to gain access to this vehicle, this sacred geometry vehicle that is our guiding light. In fact, a navigation steering device. That it is always and always will be part of the infinite, the connection of you, of your cellular DNA. So many threads of light now are joining as they're coming to validate and consecrate your DNA as you're being lifted into higher DNA strands to as many as your plan, your ascension path is available to now, to the highest level we ask and invoke to activate your DNA to the highest level of multidimensionality, to your pure potential. Just allowing this encoded strands of light from the solar eclipse, the solar fathers, the libraries of light, to wash down upon us through your pillar, through your soul star, your higher chakras. Allowing this washing like we're in a galactic teaching car wash with streams of encoded light vibrational harmonies and frequencies of delight. Letting go of the survivor, the refugee, the victim. As a new order, a new state. We are imbibing, drinking, breathing, opening ourselves to our DNA, to each atomic cell in our body, in our light body, in our auric field, in this sphere that we are creating. It's also a multidimensional sphere around our Merkaba, our bigger Merkaba. Now we're beginning to expand our sphere as many of these encoded lights, these rainbow lights, are now moving through, and the rainbow creation mothers, rainbow serpents are joining us as we're beginning to become much larger in the sphere and go around the outside of the earth, becoming more galactic, more cosmic, more celestial, more universal. And we're wrapping our hearts with these beautiful rainbow streams of light around the earth, around the middle of the earth. And we're seeing the axes, the poles of the earth shifting, shape-shifting. And this is a natural occurrence and part of this ascension plan, just as the hemispheres of your brain are also shape-shifting. We're moving the axes for a special purpose. Moving now to your ears, to the left to the receptivity chakra, to the right to the transmission chakra, and out beyond them. As we're now working with these chakras of our body and the chakras of the earth in this alignment, reprogramming. Swirling counterclockwise we are. Many, many times. Circling the earth. And also within our inner cosmos. Around the hemispheres of our brain and these chakras of the receptivity and transmission chakras. That things are beginning to let go, they're sharing. The underpinnings of things that are holding you back, holding you down, holding you away from projects, distracting, intolerances, immovable, seemingly immovable issues. This is moving through your field, through your Merkaba, through the earth, through our orb, through our greater orb, around the earth. Now it's beginning to slow. Becoming much more slow. Releasing the pain that we feel if things are slow. Releasing that sense of hurry and worry, stress. Now it's becoming a beautiful silver eternity loop. And bridging this through the eyes and through the left and right chakras of the transmission receptivity. Moving right at the nape of the nose, the point of cosmic consciousness. The silver, eternal, looping, re-looping. It's changing you, they say. Even that which is inherited, that which does not serve your higher purpose, is more easily being consumed by higher purpose and satiated through fulfillment. That the old paradigm is breaking loose. The old masculine is letting go. The principle of the masculine. And then all is reharmonizing in this balancing. Now we're moving into more and more of a straight line, a flat line. It has many strands of silver and white and diamond. And these wrap around the earth, but they appear straight right in front of us, but they're wrapping around the earth concurrently in our cosmic point of consciousness. Now we're moving closer and closer and beginning to release out of the pineal gland any old detritus, damage, fear, constriction of the pineal gland and its higher abilities. We're shaking in this activation. That these new octaves are shaking the pineal into its right position, into its rightful place. Still shaking the pineal. This is running through you and through humanity. A lot of fear and peril, but releasing the shielding, not wanting to see, afraid to let go, might be taken over. Good job. Here's fairies coming. My fairy. She's saying it's safe, you're okay. Fear not. A lot of beings are coming out to play now. I didn't know she was coming. She's very happy. And she's working now with the throat chakra. Three strings. Three strings of pearls are joining together, creating a seed of life. We're spinning those three seed pearl necklaces in circles, creating the seed of life. Breathing into it. Oh, I think I have to stand up. Yahoo, Alu hey Yahoo, Alu hey you. Maduie, 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 tauzaleta re madare ayuana na ye hua ye hua ye hua ye. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Ye ye. Oh do you? Oh do you? Oh do. Pulling out of your throat. Rohu hialua, rohu hialua, no. She says, who did you come here to be? Rohu hialua, rohu hialua, rohu hialua, rohu hialua, rohi madure hialua. Radu radu madigeya satu halu sadige adu 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 abu dadu ye ayu adu ayu adu hai ahu adu hu ye ahu ayu halu Hallelujah, 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 malheureux de Dieu. So our fire fair was really shaking up that activation of the pineal point of atomic consciousness, the throat, and bringing it all downwards to manifest, to navigate on Earth. And this sense of play, returning. The sense of innocence. And she says, this is a very serious matter, but you may like to laugh at her or others who say these words. And it's been very painful to be a fairy and have people laughing at these very important, essential things to the evolvement of all humans. That there is a basic principle of love and enjoying life that is returning. And in it, it needs to have play. That there are many times for seriousness, but are there enough times for play, for creativity, creation, and bringing these things out into the world, birthing new creations? That each of you is a creator being, that you have this ability to birth that has been distorted or held away from you. Yet we are sharing this because it is essential. Because it speaks to who you are, your truth. Your creativity is the vast part of you that connects. It is like having a team working with you at all times, you see. And this will become more and more apparent as we ascend along the path. That you may remember these words, or you may begin to adapt them to play, to create time in your schedule, in your timeline, of this level of this childlike innocence of the divine child, of the blue child, the one that knows like a teenager where it wants to go, do the things that it feels strongly empowered by and powered up by. That this galactic activation is the perfect time to get into your new Merkaba vehicle and to take it for a ride. So breathe in again and breathe into who you are and who you're becoming. Breathe out that which is old, tired, stale even. And begin to breathe into a sensation of receptivity, of something new, something harmonious, something unique, something synchronistic, something more wonderful than you could have imagined. Breathe into that potential, that optimism. Into that guiding light they share. This orb that we are in can also be very small. And it can carry this magical part, this fairy. There can be orbs that carry your unicorn. Or other magical beings. That may begin to alert you, drive through you as embodied, and also have gifts and wisdom to parlay to you, such as dragons, giants, serpents, fairy, elven, unicorns, ships of light. All parts of your greater illumined nature. What a delight. So let's see where we go now. As Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, and Metatron come back now. They're showing us a triangle with 3 circles on the ends, and how stabilizing this form is. And they're showing about working in threesomes and trinities with other people. That this is a powerful building block. And if you are shown a trinity, to make your way towards that. As it can be a mechanism that brings forward something new, something profound, something intuitive, something telepathic, something that is courageous. It has this new motivation that has just been instilled in your new pineal. Part of your job as a new earth shaman of the New Earth tribe is galvanizing this inspiration, aligning to your truth, your heart, Merkaba, and speaking from this truth. As the fairy, fire fairy, just remove things from your throat, and through this pineal, through your heart, and down through your base chakra, so that you will have this drive that moves through you to help move mountains, to move obstacles, to move miracles. And the fairy says it's part of her job is to start humanity acknowledging this ability with miracles, along with the unicorns. She has a unicorn counterpart, Rainbow Mother. That she is joined with, that she celebrates this companion, this co-creatorship. And that together they become a greater force of light and love and creation current. That they work in creation with the creation mothers and the creation serpents and the crystal. The crystal beds, as well as the grids, as well as the waters and the waterways. And they share that in this work together in planetary service, we will be working with them with this work in the sacred sites, in different portals, vortexes that need illumination, re-illumination. That we are working together for the divine plan through all constrictions of this original order, of the original plan. And the Sphinx comes in now, my Sphinx signature. And she shows me every once in a while this remembrance of the Giza Plateau, the pyramid, and the Sphinx. She's also showing me the pyramids in Bosnia and the pyramids that are in the Bimini Islands. And they're creating a trinity. The Sphinx often shares this remembrance for us of the Giza Plateau. It's a blueprint for the ascension of the earth. Pre-planned, pre-organized through the creation mothers, the star beings, the galactic councils, and the universal realm councils. And the celestial mothers. That they share this so that it is comforting that all that is going on has been part of the plan. That you're part of the plan. And that within you, just as within the Giza Plateau, within the earth, within the sacred portals, there is an encodement. Within you is this encodement. And it's like we're excavating it. We're finding this great peace, a sense of the greater and greater expanded nature of your purpose, that this peace is bringing forth. And it may seem very quiet right now, very undertoned, very neutral. But we say, as you begin to involve yourself in the peace, in the harmony, in the quiet, in the stillness, in the 0, something begins to move over you and through you, like a great Holy Mother's veil or cloak that protects you, that you may surrender to. That is nurtured, sustained. And this creates a deepening of your heart purpose, deepening of the profound comfort, profound knowing that you're closer and closer to Source, this pure connection, that you are bringing forth your unique puzzle piece, that you are a driver of this light, this love, this power, and that all that you are is capable of anything. You are a mover of mountains, a co-creator being. And that peace within you is peace outside of you. This is a clarion call. A clarion call. A clarion call that is moving through your galactic center, your cosmic being, your cosmic nature, blending and shape-shifting and creating from the Vestia Pisces into the seed of life, the three, the Trinity, beginning to vibrate and harmonize, activate through your temples, through your Adam Cadman, your original genome, through your pineal, through the corpus callosum that bridges the hemispheres of your brain. Spinning and redirecting as you become a great seed of light yourself, seed of life. Like this, begin to spin this new cycle of resurrection in this solstice, new moon, new beginning, new light, remembrance of the co-creator, the willing, divine willingness moving through you, through your brow, through your higher chakras, through this feather that grows off of your crown, your avatar headdress, and you begin to know who you are, beloved ones. You begin to swim in this great sea of knowing, the sea of the sage, the sea of the oneness, that your heart is a huge ocean, brilliant, glistening ocean of gold and plasma, holographic, pure, eternal realms, glistening. That everything is gold and within you, outside of you. There's a Mamo now with Mamo consciousness. The consciousness of watching out and caring for each other, watching out and caring for all things, remembering our sacred place here, our sacred goal, our common goal. We've been placed here for a reason. It's not an accident. And we are coming back, returning. Let us be grateful now for this return cycle now, and all that we've received in this 620 solar eclipse, summer solstice gateway activation. That we thank you for all you've done. We thank the group consciousness for all they've received and done. We thank all the masters, the teachers, the magical beings that joined us and helped us. And let us send everything we've received out to our loved ones, out to the children, out to the waterways, the mountains, the earth, Mother Gaia, out to all the institutions that are shifting, to the religions, to the politics, to the suffering, to all the voices, to all the colors, to all the creeds, to this remembrance of who we are and what we came here to do in this deep return of the connection of the one heart, the one mind. Cosmic kisses as we bow namaste to you, beloved one, beloved ones. And we thank you. We ask that this continues to work through you, and you can listen as many times as you wish and share it with friends as it continues to work through your vibratory field. It's a transmission from love, from my heart, our heart, the greater heart, to you. Join me next time for the next eclipse on July 4th, 5th, and for the ongoing gateway activations and teachings that I have. There's going to be a new teaching about visioning your new earth and about the avatar coming up in late August, early September. And you can find it on my website, www.anjahlia, ANJAHLIA.com. And also on my YouTube channel, there's past videos and in my blog. So I can't wait to continue our New Earth drive. We're going to do this thing. Join me on Facebook. Join me on my newsletter, and I'll let you know. Join me for privates. Love to see you. I'm here for you. Namaste.